So, as it turns out, it seems like suspicions are mounting against the BBC because apparently someone has, someone has requested information about the Kate Cancer video. I think it's an online publisher has submitted an FOI request, a Freedom of Information request, to verify whether AI technology, deep fake technology, was used in this video of the famous cancer announcement video. And the BBC has apparently refused to comply with this request. So they are facing mounting scrutiny on social media, on YouTube. I've seen a couple of YouTube channels picking this up, and in the Sussex Squad and others, obviously. This here is amg-news.com, and there was something on Twitter also. It says here the British Broadcasting Corporation has chosen to remain tight lipped in response to a Freedom of Information request, probing whether AI or deep fake technology was employed in the controversial Kate Middleton video. Despite mounting speculation and public concern, the BBC's refusal to provide a straightforward answer has only served to fuel suspicions and deepen the mystery surrounding the authenticity of the footage. So, yeah, apparently the BBC has issued some kind of statement to explain its refusal, and that statement was on Twitter. I don't, you know, here it says here. Um, BBC refuses to respond to our Freedom of Information request as to whether AI/deep fake technology was used in the Kate Middleton video. And they issued a statement saying information that relates to the BBC's output or information that supports and is closely associated with these creative activities is considered to be held by the BBC for the purposes of art, journalism, or literature. It says here, such information held by the BBC and other public service broadcasters fall outside the scope of the FOI Act. It is important that the BBC is an independent and impartial news organization. Hmm. So I guess, I thought everybody had just moved on and basically said, okay, you say it's real, but it seems that people are really continuing to question this whole thing. And it's possible that the questions may even be increasing rather than decreasing. And, as time goes by and Kate Middleton is, wherever she is, people are becoming more and more suspicious rather than less and less suspicious. It's almost like a delayed reaction to the suspicions. I think at first everybody was like, okay, it was cancer, after the frenzy. But then as the days go by and turn into weeks, they start to crescendo into this huge suspicion. It's a collective suspicion that, wait a minute, have we been duped here by the BBC and the Kensington Palace and all of these various players? And look, I mean, as I have always maintained, I just don't know what to believe. There are too many things that don't make any sense, including all the fake pictures, all the fake videos. And, just I don't trust the messengers, the lies, the mistruths, the omissions, etc. I can't trust the messengers, so therefore I can't trust the message. And I mean, and that's not to say I no, I don't believe that Kate is dead. No, I don't believe that. I believe she's very much alive. And my theory is that, whatever is going on, she's a part of it. She's cooperating with it. I think a lot of effort has been made to mislead the public about her health and about her whereabouts. I don't think the public was given an open and transparent and honest account of what's really happening. But do I think this is an AI? I don't know anything about AI, so I can't really say there's AI and there isn't AI. I thought her voice was strange. I thought her hair was strange, especially because 2 days earlier at the farm shop, she had a totally different hair, totally different color, length, and texture. I thought her body language was strange as compared to 2 days before with the farm shop photo, which has been debunked, but I'm not going to let them off the hook and say it's been debunked because Victoria Newton at The Sun continues to maintain it was authentic. They paid £200,000 for it. She said in an interview, I believe it was with the BBC, that um, she was working with the palace. That she was in conference with the palace. She at all times before she released the image. So the palace knew that this image was going to be released. If it was a fake image and they allowed her to release it, telling the public it's a real image, then this is cooperation by the palace in a deception, right? And if you know if it's not a fake image and it's real, then it means that this cancer video was completely concocted and fabricated to mislead because they presented a woman who's so different in terms of her comportment, in terms of her energy levels, in terms of how pale she was. It seems to me that they intentionally set out to exaggerate her medical condition to make her look pale and sick and wasted and da 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 da. And then my question becomes, why are you doing that? Why the pretense? Why the deception? Why all of these very weird, data? You know, so for me, I've always had my doubts. But as far as AI and deepfake, obviously, I don't know a thing about it. I don't know a thing about it. I can't tell what's fake and what's AI. So I defer to the experts, and a lot of them seem to have doubts. And so I would think that the BBC, who claims that they took this video, but then when you really read between the lines, the BBC never said that they took the video. They did not videotape Kate. It sounds to me like what they said was they videotaped the videotape. I mean, it's very, very convoluted because they all are wording things in such a way to mislead the public, in my opinion, right? This is my opinion. But I don't get the sense that anybody at the BBC is copying to being the videographer who videotaped Kate. And I don't personally think that a BBC videographer videotaped Kate. I think Kate and her handlers at the palace made the video and sent it to the BBC, and then perhaps the BBC did their edits of it, whatever those edits are. That's my theory. I could be wrong. I don't have the facts. I don't know. This is me speculating. But I don't trust the messengers, and that includes Kate because she copped to fabricating the Mother's Day photo. So she's a part of this, right? So I don't trust the messengers and therefore I can't trust the message. But I think that with this request for FOI, um, it is strange. I mean, why not just, you know, clarify this for the public and say, look, absolutely no deep fake or AI was used. Here is the whatever they need to provide and be done with it. Because, why would the BBC be evading, transparency in this situation? I don't know. But, as I have said before, I mean, this is a tiresome topic. Wherever Kate is at this point, she is. Whatever happened to her at this point happened to her. I mean, there's really nothing I can do about it either way. And I'm not going to stress myself about this anymore because, you know, I was genuinely concerned about Kate, honestly, from the start. I mean, I believe I was, the first to say, "Where's Kate?" And I'm like, I became increasingly concerned. And then what I realized in the aftermath is that these people demonized that, demonize genuine concern. You're concerned for this girl. Where is she? It made you a bad person. So now I'm not concerned. Whatever she happened to her. Wherever she is, right? None of my business. But it's interesting that the BBC is evading full transparency. You do have to wonder why. What do they have to hide? You know?